Lil Mo, welcome to Post Run High.
How you doing?
How are you feeling?
Good. I mean, to be honest, it felt good, like, because I haven't been working out. I did a 90-day challenge.
Okay.
And then I got sick. And then I went to Disney World.
Okay.
Then I went to Miami. And then I went to Toronto. And I was, like, hospitalized. So I stopped working out for, like, a month. And that's, like, the most I've worked out.
And you said you were on a health kick. You lost 20 pounds?
Maybe more. I was, like, I lost about 25 pounds.
Okay, walk me through that. How did it go?
So basically, I was the most unhealthy person I ever lived. So it's funny. Everybody's like, how'd you lose weight?
I mean, you look so good.
I look so much better, right?
Yes, you look amazing.
I was fat. No, but I'm fat still. I want to lose more.
You're not fat.
I'm chunky.
Okay.
I'm diesel.
Okay.
I'm like a freak.
You're a dad.
I'm a dad.
But you're getting in shape.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I got 3 kids.
Everybody's got to start somewhere, so cool.
So I'll walk you through it. So what happened is I do a lot of, most of the stuff I do is eating. So I ate like an animal since the pandemic.
Yeah.
So everybody's like, oh, what'd you do to lose weight? I just stopped eating like an animal.
Okay.
I mean, so it kind of like respond pretty quick. But I also quit gambling and I quit cigarettes and I started working out all in the same day. I used to be like, love to gamble. Quit gambling.
What type of gambling? Sports gambling?
Everything. Craps. I like craps. So I do a lot of catchphrases. A lot of my catchphrases come from the crap table.
Oh.
Like, how you doing? What do you want to do?
Wait, walk me through your catchphrases because you do have iconic catchphrases.
Yeah, so
I should practice
I have
some.
so many, but everybody's like says they create and stuff. Like, I don't know. Everybody likes when I go, how you doing? But I didn't create that. I just do it different.
How you doing?
Yeah, I do it like mine is about timing. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I say something that I think is funny, like a one-liner that makes you have to think for a second, then I'll hit you with the how you doing, and it's almost like a cue to know you should have caught that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, your one-liners are so good.
Yeah, like
and your fans are like, they love them. You look at your
them.
comments and everybody is just throwing your one-liners at you.
Like
Even if you don't say it in a video, they're bringing it back from a previous post, right?
Yes. I have a loyal fan base. I mean, social media is interesting because your fan base changes. Like there's people that you see used to support you a lot, and then all of a sudden they kind of fall off and they're on to the next thing. And then there's just people that just like die hard. They're never going to leave you.
Your ride or dies.
Ride or dies. Social media itself is just like changing so much in general, right? The platforms are starting to pay. When I started posting, I tried to monetize instantly.
Really?
Yeah, instantly. I didn't do it I really didn't do it for clout.
Right. Take me back. I want to know, who is Lil Mo? Where did you grow up? What were you like growing up? What was your childhood like? And then let's get to content. Because I feel like people are so curious to know about you and who you are.
Yeah. So I'm originally from Williamsburg, Brooklyn. I grew up on Lennon and Skillman. I moved to Queens in a neighborhood called Middle Village, Maspeth, that area. That neighborhood was mostly predominantly Italian neighborhood and Irish neighborhood.
It's cool that you're a native New Yorker.
Yeah, I'm a native New Yorker. So I grew up on both sides. When I was probably around 30, I moved back to Brooklyn. I lived in Carroll Gardens.
Okay.
I don't
Great
know
area.
how long, maybe 8 years.
Is that where you live now?
No. I live in Queens.
Okay.
I don't particularly love living in Queens. I love my neighborhood. I love that I can walk around my neighborhood. But anyway, so I come from a blue-collar family. I left school at 14.
Wow.
Yeah.
I read about that. And you started working at your dad's?
Yeah, my dad owned an HVAC company. I come from a very eccentric family. My brother is a prominent psychologist. He's actually covering the story with the serial killers in Long Island.
Wow.
Yeah, he's like one of the main people covering it.
Oh my gosh. How many siblings do you have?
I have one.
Okay, just your brother?
Yes.
Wait, so that's interesting because he must have been in school for a while, right, to become a psychologist?
Yes, he's
that's
super academic.
Interesting.
Very eccentric. He played piano at like 5. He speaks 4 or 5 languages.
Wow.
He's a best-selling author.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's very interesting. So I grew up in that shadow. Me and my dad, but whoa.
I can relate to that because I also have a very smart older brother.
Yeah.
So and same kind of thing, like excelled in every area of life. It's from sports to academics to what he does now. It's just so impressive. So I can definitely relate to that. But that's a very interesting dynamic.
So me and my father owned an HVAC company. My father was super smart. He was a high-pressure steam engineer and all this stuff, but he worked with his hands. But I was in trouble as a kid, so I went to work with him at an early age. We fought a lot. So my father, when I was like 17, was like, instead of me paying you, why don't you make your own business?
Wow.
This way, like, if I get work, I could give you it. He was paying me nothing anyway. So I really only needed, like, he paid me like $300, you know, a week or so. So it was like, hey, you might as well have your own business.
So you drop out of school, freshman year of high school.
Got in trouble a bunch.
Wow. And then you go and you work for your dad.
Yeah.
You're learning very practical skills while on the job, I'm sure. And then you start your own company at 17.
Yes.
That is so impressive.
Yeah.
So walk me through that. What was that like?
Where we grew up, it was a blue-collar neighborhood. To make it in life, it was getting a union job.
Right.
My uncle got me in the electric union. My uncle got me in the concrete union.
Right.
That was making it.
Which is a great industry to go into.
Yes. They were all good paying jobs. A lot of my friends are set up really good, you know, with pensions and all this stuff. But yeah, so I started off like that. My father got sick. My father was really sick. He had multiple myeloma, but he kind of really didn't want to like admit that he couldn't work. So he was still taking on work and he wasn't really finishing a lot of it. And we were all dealing with, you know, obviously emotions and going through hard times. And I was trying to finish his outstanding work and have my own business. And in that type of business, you know, you can make a lot of errors and mistakes. So after he passed, I decided to just go work for somebody. I had enough connections in the business that I was able, you know, to get in a union and be a steam fitter. But I had a lot of design experience, and it was kind of difficult working with guys because I had you know experience in the engineering side, the installation side, the sales side. So I kind of was like overqualified in a way. So I ended up moving up the ladder differently. I became a superintendent. My father on his deathbed pretty much asked me to go back to school for engineering. He always wanted me to go. So I made a promise for him to go back, and I went to school locally for a year, community college, and I transferred into Arizona State online.
Okay.
For engineering degree.
Very cool.
Yeah. But I never took my PE exam. I applied for it. I didn't get accepted, and I ended up utilizing the fact that I was in school to land a job with a very large company. Interesting how I got them is through social media.
Right.
So I never had social media.
Okay.
I only had LinkedIn.
Interesting. So when did you start posting online? When did you start popping off online? Because it's cool that you've lived so many lives up until your social media career, right?
Yeah. It's funny that like I went to school and I know how to do all this stuff, and all I do is like do catchphrases now. But it's very hard for people, everybody, most people, to understand that it is entertainment because there's such an attachment to being yourself online, because people like, you know, with that, be real. I would say I definitely am myself, but it is a facade. So I'll give you a scenario. Like if I had to go on stage as Mark Bricado and I had to answer a question about something hard for me to talk about, it would be very difficult. But if I'm on stage with, you know, glasses and I'm Lil Mo, you know, and I was supposed to take the glasses off, right? You said I look different. Wow.
He looks like a different person with the glasses on and off.
Wow. It is bright.
It is
what about the headband?
here.
We take the headband off? Oh, I brought something.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because I just gotta, you know.
What's that?
You don't know what this is?
No.
This is a comb.
Oh, smart.
You know what I mean?
Let's go. Yeah.
So, what I'm saying to you is,
Smart.
It's almost like a cape, right? I could wear it and kind of like hide behind it. It didn't start with social media.
Right.
I started as a kid.
Right.
Like from a kid. It was
just
a defense.
a side of
it's
you.
a defense mechanism.
Right.
A lot of people have that, right? So for me, I wasn't athletic. I had problems in school. So I always want to make everybody laugh. So that's why people are like, oh, you're quick on your feet or you're witty. It's because I always had to be. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I always acted like I was on stage.
Totally.
Since I'm a kid. So if my friends were playing basketball, I didn't play basketball because I suck. I would sit on the side and break their chops. Everybody's good at something, right? So it's like, you know, I just filmed with the Yankees, and they were like prepping us for filming. And in my head, I'm like, they kind of need to be prepped more than me because they're professional athletes. Right. They got to try to come into my world. This is what I do.
Right.
So like, why should I be nervous?
And you're so good at what you do.
I don't shut up.
You're just yourself. I love that you said you just collabed with the Yankees.
Yeah.
Because you're a native New Yorker.
But it's not out yet.
Okay. How cool is it though to work with the Yankees?
Awesome. I love the Yankees. So what happened with that really was I kind of just like, we had done something with the Yankees. We promoted one of the restaurants, Chris Petroni. So we did his place, and then I wanted to do more with the Yankees. So I don't know. I just decided to treat myself for season tickets.
Yeah.
Because I was like,
as you should.
Now I could do it.
Right.
And my idea was to bring different influencers to each game and just use the stadium as a backdrop. But it gets interesting when you have season tickets for the Yankees because it's like your kid wants to go.
Right.
Now I have to take my wife. So it's
right.
like, like there's certain people who kind of have to now. I'm like, I got season tickets. So I got the season tickets.
Right.
And then I think that the social media manager there, I guess he's seen that I put my foot forward first. So he's like, all right, hey, there's an opportunity for you to do this thing. So yes, we did something really cool actually.
So you have 3 kids.
I have 3
You're
kids.
Married. You've been married for 23 years, you said?
No, I'm with my wife. I get this wrong all the time.
Okay.
I think it's 20. We started dating in 2002.
Wow.
October of 2002.
Is she also a native New Yorker?
Brooklyn.
Wow.
All
I
the
love
way,
that.
Brooklyn.
And what do your kids think of your social media? Do they love it? They probably
My
think you're so
daughters
cool.
do how you doing.
Okay. How are you doing?
They say how you doing. It's cute. My son, I don't know how I feel really about how social media affects kids.
Yeah.
But I think that it's because it's a profession now. People can't get through their head that it's a profession.
Right.
It's a lot of work. I edited last night till 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, I've been editing a lot myself.
It is a profession and you keep evolving. I think it's so cool that you started doing stand-up. Let's talk about stand-up.
So I did it maybe a dozen times. What I could tell you about stand-up, it's kind of addicting a little bit.
Okay.
And comedians have a thing against influencers. Like it's a thing. So what's happening is they're trying to take influencers and because they could sell tickets.
Right.
So you're seeing people that didn't come up in the craft kind of skipping the line.
Right.
Right? So when you're in the green room in the back with these real comedians, there is a vibe of like,
right.
but they kind of have to deal with you too because they understand that they need to sell tickets. So it's like you're coming in the back door. So the difference is that you're not prepped like someone who came up and you're expected to perform better than somebody who came up because of your following.
Right.
So it's like it's kind of tough to go out there and bomb when you hyped it up.
You just have to be so confident that you know you're going to do a good job.
That's what I'm starting to say to myself.
It really is that. Because I get what you're saying because there's traditional ways in the past where people have become content creators. Same thing for people that are TV hosts. You see it all the time now with, I just saw, Ali Love is a girl. She was a Peloton instructor and now she's a host on the Today Show. Not a traditional communications background, but people love her and she's an amazing host. And I'm sure people that study journalism and go to school for communications would
hate on her.
Maybe people that are a little bit older that didn't do that, did the traditional path don't love that, but we're all creating content at the end of the day. So you have a following for a reason.
I think that what's happening is, and you can see this all over Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
So isn't it interesting how so much stuff is coming out about the dark side of Hollywood?
Yes.
Okay. You used to have to be found and then you became a star, right? So they gatekeeped in Hollywood, right? And had power over people. Now the analytics is what's used. Let's say I produce a show and I say, I'm going to cast 6, 7 people in this show. And we're interviewing people. Anybody who says that their following on social media does not affect the outcome of who gets a part is a liar.
Right.
Right? So now it's all right, the numbers don't lie. They're all right, I could produce a show. This person has 1 million followers, that has 2 million, that has 3 million, and they already know they're getting some kind of push. I bring people on board. Part of them coming on board is going to be post X amount of times, blah, 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 blah. So entertainment in general is changing.
It is changing.
So now people are getting exposed because you don't need them. They're like you don't need them. You're putting yourself out there.
Right. You're doing a lot.
Yeah,
but you started out by supporting local small businesses.
I didn't originally want to support them, really.
Okay.
I don't think I went in there with I want to be a hero.
Right. It just turned into that. It's so funny what things turn into online.
Yeah.
But it did a lot of good during COVID, right?
I tell the same story on every podcast.
Okay. Tell me it.
I'm going to rush through it.
Okay, rush through it.
Okay, I did engineering. I worked in high-rise buildings. I built the buildings across the street from where we are right now. I was involved in it. I was a project manager. Okay. French Montana is one of my friends. He reached out to me. He says, I want you to come do a little skit. I had for years sent French funny videos. He's the only person who ever saw them. Okay. He has more videos of me than anybody.
I love this.
I mean, like I wouldn't call him though because he's hard to contact. Like he wouldn't answer, so he would answer the videos. So I'd be like, "Hey, French, I'm over here," da, 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 and he would die laughing. And then he would reach back out to me. Okay. He called me. It was, put it this way: I'm going to the studio and I see people with masks on, and I'm like, "What the frick is everybody got masks on for?" I don't watch the news, so I had no clue what was going on. So I get there, people have like hazmat things on, and I go in the booth to do the skit. The studio, my studio's got like a lounge area. Like you can have a party while you're recording. So there's a whole bunch of people there, producers and all kind of people who have some kind of clout. So after I was done recording, everybody asked me for my IG handle. And I didn't have one. I call everybody Mo. Hey, Mo, hey, Mo, hey, Mo, hey, Mo. That's just what I do. Right. So they're like, all right, you got to make one as Mo. Yeah. When I was a kid, they used to call me Little Mo. So they say, use Little Mo because Mo you can't get on social media. It's impossible. Right. So now we got Lil Mo, and they're coming up like, you know when you try to get a name, it gives you like numbers, like Little Mo 016, Little Mo 011. Yes. So then a couple of guys there were like, you know, you're Italian, you got to put something Italian at the end. So we were trying different things, like Little Mo fettuccine, Little Mo spaghetti, and then Little Mo mozzarella wasn't taken. And if you ever seen the movie Do the Right Thing with Spike Lee, in that movie, Radio Raheem walks into the pizzeria and he's talking to Nick Totoro and Anthony Aiello. Okay. And he says, yo, put a little Mo mozzarella on that shit.
Oh, that's so smart. So you took the little Mo mozzarella.
So I thought that was cool, so I took it. Yeah. So I left that studio. So about 4 a.m, I'm thinking, how the hell am I going to go to work? I'm exhausted. We get an email from our company. It says, there's a pandemic. There's no work. Right. And I just started doing day 1 of the coronavirus, day 2 of the coronavirus. I got up to like 30 days or whatever it was. Then they started letting us, like, you know, you were able to go to places. So everybody was getting in my head that these places were going to close. So I was going to places that I love, neighborhood bakeries, that I just wanted to go to, God forbid they close. When I would go in there, the employees would light up, like, because I'm loud and energetic. So it started being more for the morale of the employees, not because I wanted to showcase the best food. Right. It didn't necessarily have the best food. It was places that I just personally like. You were just hyping up the workers. Yeah, places that I know everybody. Like Cheers. I want to go where everybody knows my name. They all knew me. So I just went to places that knew me. Right. It happens to be that the neighborhood I grew up in has nostalgic places. Like, that have been around a long time because New York is famous for mom and pops. When I started doing the food stuff, I started trolling Portnoy to death. Oh, God. Okay. Like, I'm like, this guy don't know nothing about pizza, and I'm tagging him and everything. He definitely couldn't stand me.
But he loves that.
But when I met him, he acted like he didn't know me. But in my head, I thought he knew me. Right. I think he did because we have a mutual friend. This is a hysterical story. So I never ran into him. But in a way, I created a lane for myself, kind of like copying him a little bit. Yeah. But I left pizza and I just started doing anything. So I kind of like wanted to show him respect. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I probably wanted to do something at Barstool. Like, I was like, hey, maybe I can like do a podcast or something there. I had never met Dave. I met Big Cat. So anyway, I'm in the Hamptons and I'm in the car and my wife goes in the supermarket and my wife is like, she texts me. She's like, Portnoy's in the aisle next to me. She's like, you know, maybe you want to like say hello. So like I run up to him, he's like shopping, and I'm like, nobody moves, nobody gets hurt, or like, how you doing? And I do this whole thing, right? And he just looks at me like, holy shit. So I'm like, all right, this is weird. So it's very
I feel like it's just like out of context a little bit.
It was so weird because in my head, he knew me. Yeah. So people would tell me like, oh, I watched a video with him and he thinks you're funny or he thinks whatever, or he said you were cool. So in my head, I knew he knew me. So when I went up to him, he didn't know me. It was weird. Or maybe he was just like big shot.
Maybe just like outside of New York City. It's a little different.
I have no clue. It was weird for me because I was embarrassed.
Yeah. Oh,
so now I'm walking I'm walking out,
Yeah.
and we have a mutual friend. I won't say who he is. So I'm like, I just met your friend Dave, and like he didn't know who I was. It was kind of like pretty embarrassing. He's like, dude, he definitely knew who you are. I'm like, I don't know. And while I'm texting him, I barrel into Portnoy.
Again?
He came running back in the store because he like forgot something. So I kind of like bump into him.
Yeah.
So now it's weird again.
Yeah.
We're like,
Yeah.
So then we're going into the car, and
I love that you turned on in the aisle and you're like going up to him, going
yeah, he
off.
had no clue. It was so embarrassing. So now I'm like super embarrassed. So he comes out, now he's looking at me like, who are you? You know? I introduced myself. I told him the mutual friend we have, and I was like, hey man, I kind of like stole what you did, and I'm making a living off of it. And he looked at me like that's a backhanded compliment, you know? But he was like, hey man, you making money? I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, good for you. Peace.
Aw.
Boom.
He said, I love Dave Portnoy.
He's really nice, yeah. So what happens, then they had the One Bite Festival, and then they came and got me, and they were like, hey, you want to do some content with Dave?
For people that don't know, can you explain what the One Bite Festival is? Because I just found out about this last year.
So One Bite Festival is a festival where I guess it's like the top rated pizzerias that Dave's been to get invited. They have a little booth and they serve pizza.
John's Boys Pizzeria in Glen Rock, New Jersey is my all-time favorite pizza. Shouting it out right now.
What's it called?
John's Boys Pizza.
Okay.
I grew up with it.
It's
Best.
good?
Yeah. You go in as a little kid. You're like 75 cents short. They're giving you a slice of pizza. You know, they know your name when you walk in there. They're still excited to see you when you come back and you're like me, 26, not 12 anymore. So that's my favorite place. Like you got to have your classic.
You have your classic, yeah. So classic New York pizza is not what you see anymore. Pizzerias in New York all looked exactly the same.
Which I love.
Okay.
I kind of wish they still did.
Joe's Pizza is kind of, has that vibe.
Love Joe's.
For Micah, you know what I'm saying? Luigi's is that vibe.
Okay.
And they used to have fountain sodas. So you would have fruit punch.
The best.
Do you ever see the fountain?
I mean,
it's
I
like
love fountain soda. Yes. I know
but
what you're talking
they
about.
have like a glass. It's glass, and you would see the actual juice in it.
Oh, no.
That was like a big thing in the pizzerias. You wouldn't go to a pizzeria and get a Pepsi or a Snapple.
Okay.
You had fountain soda. But I actually did a commercial with Pepsi.
Oh, really?
Coke.
How cool is that?
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think I got it because Koosh does so much stuff with Coke that I'm starting to get his hand-me-downs.
Good. Keep
Fuck
bring
you,
him
Koosh.
on.
I'll
We
take
need a
them all day.
podcast between you and Kuj.
I know. But he's slacking. He's lazy.
I loved listening to you on the Italian podcast.
Koosh, you gotta like just like pick him up and put him in a seat.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Kuj, though, when he came on, we did a great run.
Your run was super viral.
It was so great. We went to Philly.
Like, how many views did it get? Like
12 million.
Koosh has videos that literally have like 60, 70 million views.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean,
I don't even look at him anymore, but I know he has videos up.
But
there.
you're the same way.
No, I don't have like that level. No, I'm like a blue collar social media person. Like I work for every single thing. I'm not like an overnight viral person. There's this narrative that people think is like, oh, you did a video and it went viral and changed your life. Like that's not my case.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I mean, I think most people, it's like, yeah, you put in a lot of hard work and everybody then just sees like the overnight success, but it's really been like years of creating content.
Yeah, so many people who just like, I love when people be like, go back to work, get a job. Like I'm doing better with this job than my other job.
Oh,
why would I go back to work?
Right.
This is work.
Right. And you're constantly evolving. You started as a content creator, reviewing restaurants, reviewing local shops in the city.
Yeah.
And in other places.
And now I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Well, stand-up is going to be a really cool era for you, I think.
I think that what you're saying is so true though.
Yeah.
Like I need to just go out there and be confident.
Yeah.
The confidence is.
You are so confident.
I know, but not with stand up.
Yeah, you just got to know.
I haven't been able to be like really myself because I try to like write material.
I think it's good to go in a little bit like with a plan of what you want to talk about. Like I love going in with kind of just topics of conversation. Like I knew with you, I wanted to talk about French Montana. I wanted to talk about stand-up. I'm so excited for you. You have so much going on. Thank you so much for coming on Post Run High.
The coffee's done, so we're done.
We're done.
Don't talk to me to have my morning coffee. Everything was great. Everything was fun. How you doing?
How you doing?